Been talking recently to a lot of people that see some of the problems that I do. And a thing that comes up often in discussion is the role of the people, the general populace. The, let's look at this at a community level and the attitude of the people in the community and their lackadaisical approach, their acceptance of the situation as it is, and the culture behind that, the way people are prepared to accept the treatment that they receive, the way, and it's ridiculous in as much as they are paying people to treat them like this. They're paying politicians for this. And I wonder if there's actually ever any end to it, if there's going to be ever an end to it. Or is the programming so deep? Is it so many millennia old that people are conditioned to behave the way they do and keep on paying the manipulators to do that to them? Now, at a community level, that's really all I can talk about with some degree of authority because I'm involved in it to the extent that I am. At that level, I don't see any real difference between that and what's going on globally. Obviously, nationally and globally, there are things I don't probably understand at play. So I form assumptions based on what I see happening, and I don't see too much difference between what's happening in the States or the UK and what's happening here. There are many parallels between things like issues like illegal immigrants. Everyone's up in arms about what's happening in Sweden or Europe or the UK. Or what seems to be a systematic approach to undermining everything in Western society. And I don't know why it is that is hated, because that has to be something, there has to be something to do with hate in the background. Why is it that you would want to come along into a relatively organized society and undermine it? What is the drive behind that? So the same thing is happening here, where we have lots of illegal immigrants coming into the country. And you can't tell me that that's just happened by chance because somebody left the gate open on the border or somebody built a bridge over a river somewhere. No, that's been done intentionally, and it has been done so. Well, it was planned for many years, and it's now being carried out, and now we're beginning to see the rewards of that behavior. We're beginning to see the unrest that is generated by it. We are witnessing the way the local people take umbrage at it, and they are played off one against other without even knowing about it. All these things are interlinked. The illegal immigrant problem is, frankly, a symptom of a much deeper problem. The way in which the law enforcement agencies are crippled politically, the resources are taken away, the culture is undermined, it's infected actually with a great degree of negativity, and you could call it evil. That's sadly, that's a word that I've started using way too often. Evil. And I don't think it can be attributed to anything else. I don't think the state of what we have around us can be attributed to anything other than that. The intention behind what is happening in the country is evil. And the the confusion in this for me, well, it's not confusion. I find it upsetting that a group of human beings would want to do bad things on the scale that they are doing to another group of human beings. That, however, seems to be a historic cycle. The group of human beings changes from time to time, and then it just continues. But when you start dissecting this problem the world over, you start seeing the pattern in it all. And that's if you don't get distracted by the continuous distraction of everything else that's intentional. The way that some local politicians go off and make noises about what you could call genocide, or the suggestion of it, and the incitement of it, and nothing happens. It's a distraction. It's a convenient distraction for the politicians that are in power. It's a convenient distraction for the people that are pulling the strings behind those politicians, because they are just puppets. They're not even interested in knowing who's behind it all. They reap a reward somewhere, funded by someone that, and they have no real input in it, in terms of producing the outcome. It's just, they are there, they're having the strings pulled, someone is funding it, they are benefiting from it. That's it. Pretty sad that we've reached this point in the world, because I believe it is a global problem. I don't believe it's an individual thing here in this country. One would like to think so, but I think if you went to anywhere in Europe, any other country on the planet now, you will find similar problems, similar narratives running. The ethnicity, the color, the cultural history, the culture, the current culture, all of that might be different. But the same thing is repeating. If you go back 30, 40, 50, 60 years, I think you will find proof, you will find evidence of the same play being run. So really, at the end of the day, what needs to be asked is, are you prepared to be part of the continued problem? How do you navigate out of the problem? Because all of the stuff that we put up with, all of this municipal nonsense and the politics and the government and the ineffective people and the crime, all of that stuff is intentional to a great degree. And whether it's intentionally done, instigated, or whether it's intentionally ignored and just the nature of human beings, their behavior is allowed to precipitate what it does. It's the same thing. If people are intentionally involved in it or merely complicit in their lack of involvement, they are part of the problem. The question remains, what are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to say? How are you prepared to think? How are you prepared to navigate the next period, the future that's coming? Have you even thought about it? Are you prepared to think about it? Or are you just going to be one of those people that gets steamrolled into the foundation for the next thing that comes along? It's worth asking yourself that. What are you prepared to actually do? Are you prepared to sit back, take stock, listen to people, think, talk? Are you prepared to do all of those things? Or are you just happy with the way it is carrying on? Are you comfortable with that?